We all have favorites, favorite colors, favorite foods, and I have some favorite quilt patterns. Keep watching and I'll share those with you. Hi, it's Fran Morgan with Fabric Café, and today I'm going to share some of my very favorite patterns with you. I'm not going to just share them with you, I'm going to tell you why I think they're so fabulous. So let's jump in and look at our first one. Now, my first favorite pattern is ribbons, and one of the reasons why I love this one is this great movement down the quilt. We've got some great fabric. Let's put it on the table. Check out that fabric. So on the ribbons pattern, it's such a cool pattern because it looks really kind of complex and complicated, but one of the reasons why it's my favorite is because it's a very, very simple block. So let me get the cropping tool so you can see that. So we have our cropping tool here, and if you look, we have a very simple unit here that is simply a rectangle with a half square triangle sewn on top of it. Now we take two of these made with different fabrics, and this creates our block. So as you can see, here's our rectangle and our half square triangle. We've just flipped them and then put them all together, and it makes that great ribbon effect on the front of the quilt. So this is one of the reasons why it's my favorite, because it's just a simple block made over and over again. So the fabric we have for you here is fantastic. Now, I love kind of these marbly watercolor looks, and we have a focus fabric here that is just gorgeous with all of these colors. That is going to go everywhere this blue and purple is. Then our number 2 fabric, wonderful pink here, kind of looks like a watercolor as well, and it is going to go everywhere the beige is. And then our number 3 fabric, very similar to our pink with that kind of splotchy look of watercolor. And you can see how gorgeous it looks with the number 1. That is going to go everywhere the green is here. And that is just going to create this great ribbon effect across the front of your quilt. It's going to be fabulous. Now, if you love matching fabric and you love to find little tricks on how to match fabric, you should go over and look at our Matchmaker series where I talk about matching fabrics and choosing the perfect pattern for your fabric. So all you have to do is just subscribe and hit that little bell, and you'll get notification every time one of our videos come up, including that Matchmaker series. This kit is called Galaxy Glimmer. The number is 8022491. It is the ribbons pattern from the book Quilts on the Double. Now that's only available in the book, so we are recommending Jigsaw as the individual pattern. So our next quilt is Town Square. Now, Town Square is very fun, and part of the reason why this is one of my favorites is because it has this nice big block here, but it's bordered with both the number 2 and the number 3 fabric. So it really gives you a lot of bright pop on those fabrics. So let's check out what we've got for you. All right, now what's really cool, we've got some pieces and parts and some great fabric. So remember I was saying how we've got this nice big block here, and it's bordered by 2 different colors, your number 2 and your number 3 fabric. So I like that because that really helps to bring out the colors from your focus fabric. And what's cool is this looks a little bit tricky on how to put this together, but it's actually very, very simple. So all we're doing is a couple of strip assemblies, and the pattern of course steps out completely what you need to do. So what we've got here is our first part is the focus fabric, and isn't this fun? We're going to put this down right here. Now don't forget our seam allowances are still on our pieces and parts, so they may look a little bit bigger. So the second step we're going to do is we're going to make a strip assembly. And when we do this, we're just sewing long strips of fabric together, and then we cut off a unit, just like this. So very, very simple. Now this unit is going to be sewn on the top, and then we're going to turn it and sew it to the bottom. So that's very, very simple. And so then again, we're going to kind of repeat that process. Now we have a little bit wider strip assembly here. We've got bigger fabric, and we're sewing our pink and our blue together. And once again, we are cutting off a unit. Now this unit gets sewn to the sides, just like this. And I have another one here. We just reverse it and put it on this side. And is that not fabulous? I just love it. Now let's really look at this fabric because it is really gorgeous and a lot of fun. So here is our focus fabric, and as you can see, it goes in the square beautifully here, and it's got all of these great colors. I love that it has the dark pink and the light pink, as well as the dark jade and the light jade. Just gorgeous. You can see how perfectly well our number 2, the pink here, matches, as well as the number 3, the blue. And it just goes so well together. And as you can see from our pieces and parts, it's going to be a stunning quilt once it's all put together. So the kit information on this one, 8022492. It is called Retro Garden. The name of the pattern is Town Square. That pattern is from the Easy Peasy book, but it's also available as an individual. Our next pattern is Wonderland. Now, this is another one of my favorites because it uses the same block over and over, and it's just rotated. And I love doing that because it's such a fun way to keep it simple, but make something very interesting. Let's check out the fabric. Now here is our Wonderland fabric, and it's just gorgeous. Now before we get into this, I'm going to grab that cropping tool one more time so that we can see the block on this quilt. Now as you can see, here is one of the blocks here. And this is so simple. All we're doing is we have a large rectangle that is cut, then we have a small rectangle and a half square rectangle, and we just put them together. Now this is made with our number 2 and 3 fabric. Now if we shift this, you can see, now here's our next block. It's made exactly the same, but we're using our focus fabric and our number 3 together. Large rectangle, small rectangle, and then our little half square triangle. I love it when quilts go together this way because what happens is you're repeating a process. So it speeds up the process and it keeps you from making as many mistakes because you're making the same thing over and over and over again. So it makes it really fast and efficient. And we're just switching the fabrics out and rotating those blocks, and it makes it fabulously interesting. So let's pull this off and talk about the fabric. So our focus fabric here is this gorgeous blue with the snowflakes. And this has just a little bit of metallic on that snowflake, so it reflects the light, actually makes it look like you're snowing on your quilt. I love that. So that of course is our number 1 fabric, and it goes in our half square triangles, our large rectangle, and on the border. Then our number 2 fabric, this gorgeous kind of a white gray. It also has a little bit of metallic right here on these vines. That is in one of our other blocks, our half square triangles, and yet another border. And then our number 2, and you can see how great the blues go together. Oh, this is our number 3 fabric. I am so sorry I said number 2. Our number 3 fabric, this great blue, and it almost looks like a snowy day, this fabric. I just love it. And of course, it's going to go everywhere the light blue is here. So super fun, super easy quilt to put together. The kit information on this is 8022493. It is called First Snow, and it is the Wonderland pattern, which is only available in the book Make It Christmas. So we suggest the individual pattern of pinwheel plus 1 as your alternate. Now our next pattern is Gallery. Now this one really speaks to me because I really like the vertical lines on this one. And I love how we have the focus here and on the border. And it really highlights the focus fabric here because it kind of frames it. It's almost like having a piece of art with a double mat. So I just love it. So let's check out the fabric for this one. Now, as I said, this is kind of like a piece of art that is double matted, which I really love that look. It's so cool. And whenever you have a really yummy bright fabric like this number 1 fabric here, it's going to go in this little block and on the border, which is perfect because it's going to just really pop whenever you put your 2 and your 3 around it. So the other great thing about this, these little hearts are going to go here and they're going to perfectly fall on the border, so it's going to look great. Our number 2 fabric is this fun yellow, and I love how perfectly it picks up the yellow in the hearts. That is going to go around here and on our background here. And then our number 3, and this is going to be so fun. all these great colors in this rainbow. And this fabric is a directional fabric, but this pattern would be perfect for that because all these strips will have the strips going this way, and then they'll go this way, and then on this part, they'll go this way. It'll fall perfectly and give it so much movement and fun. So this is a great pattern for a stripe fabric. And the information on this one, 8022494. It is called Happy Hearts. It is the gallery pattern from the Modern Views book, and that's also available as an individual. Our next pattern is Freedom. Now, how can you not like this quilt? It's kind of like one of those that's a staple that just speaks to me so very much. So I love the fact that we've got this big block here built with the half square triangles and then our stripes. And the quilting on this is fabulous because it looks like it's waving in the wind, like it's a flag. So just love this. So let's put it on the table and look at our fabric. Now we have some great batiks here, and I love this Americana look so much. And I think it really speaks to me too because, you know, my husband is a Marine, and once a Marine, always a Marine. And he definitely has helped me get a true affinity for all of these things. And we love having these red, white, and blue items in our home. So this is a great one that we can put in the couch and snuggle up on the couch with. So we just love it. And it really reminds us of our freedom and what he has done to help our country keep that freedom. So we've got our beautiful batiks here. Just love it. This one will go everywhere the red is here. And of course, making the stars in the half square triangles. And then our number 2 is this great gray, and it's going to go everywhere the white is, as well as here. And then our number 3 is this fun blue. What great bright batiks these are. They're really brilliant colors for a batik, and I love that. This is going to go in the half square triangles and on the border. And this one really, really speaks to me. I really, really love it. So the kit information on this one, 8022495. The kit name is Freedom Batiks, and it is the Freedom pattern. Now, the Freedom pattern is not available in any book, and often we need to remember which patterns we have and which ones we don't. Well, we have something great for you. If you visit our website, fabriccafe.com, and go to the free goodies tab at the top, you'll pull down there, and then you'll see the My Pattern Collection sheet. And that sheet is something that you can download and print, and it'll give you a checklist of all the patterns that you already have in your stash there, or the ones that you still need. So that's a great way to keep track of it. So go visit our website and download that. This one is called So Fast. Now, this one is in my favorites list because this is one of those quilts that's a one block quilt. So remember I said whenever you're doing a one block quilt, it's great because you can just do the same thing over and over and it minimizes mistakes. This is one of those, and it's going to be super fast. Let's put it up on the table, look at the fabric. All right, I am grabbing this cropping tool again because I want you to see this block. I just think this is so cool. So what we do here is we have a strip assembly. And all we're doing is sewing 3 strips of fabric together, and we're cutting our unit. Then we're going to do it again. We have that right. Let me pull this up right here. Same exact thing, strip assembly, 3 different fabrics, 3 strips of fabric, and we're cutting our block. This is a great go-to if you need something super fast, super easy. This is the one to do. So that's part of the reason why that's on my favorites list. All right, so let's look at this fabric. Now this is fun. You know, we are in Texas, so everybody's got a little bit of Texas, a little bit of Americana and a little bit of Texas, right? So here's my Texas flavor. We've got these great cowboy boots, and the number 1 fabric here is going to go everywhere the red is, and it's going to be so much fun. This is the perfect size print for this block. And then our number 2, same pattern with the white background everywhere the gray is with the gray trucks. And then the number 3 is this fun kind of star. You can see how great it is. That is going to be the sashing here. So it's going to really help highlight your 2 boot fabrics. Now this is what we call a double focus here, and I love that. So if you have two fabrics that are similar like this, and then you can put them together. It works beautifully. So the name of this kit is Steppin, and the number is 8022496. And the pattern is so fast. Thanks so much for joining me today and letting me share my my favorite patterns with you. Now we have two more that I would love to share with you. All you have to do is go to our website, Fabric Café, click on that subscribe to our newsletter button, and that newsletter will be sent to you once a week, and it'll have a couple of extras for you to check out. So thanks again. Appreciate it so much. Have a great week.